And it was suggested that maybe we could look into something to do with dog training at a prison. And that was actually suggested by the city police department, the police chief and their animal officer. And that little suggestion led to a lot of discussion with the Department of Corrections, both locally and statewide, and led to where we are today.
We were talking about how it's very hard to change an environment on the dogs. And one of the guys said to me, it's kind of like us. The second we walk out of here, if we go back to all of our old patterns, we're going to end up back here.
To give a dog 2 months of very intensive training every day by our trainer handlers is a very special takeaway for that dog. We have, in just our short time, have seen animals have come in with a number of behavioral issues. We're observing already with this investment to this amount of daily attention through our trainer handlers, very manageable dogs. Families are telling us that they've never had a companion like this.
A lot of these dogs have been pushed around to multiple homes, and what they needed is consistency.
We're not only housing the dog and we want to place it, but we're really investing in the dog. Sometimes we give very little and get so much in return from an animal.
These handlers are never going to give up on these dogs, first of all because it's their job, but second of all because that would mean giving up on everything. Similar to how I don't want the dogs to end up back in the shelter, I don't want these guys to end up back in a correctional facility. The biggest challenge for each individual inmate handler generally is to learn the patience and consistency that it takes to train a dog.
The most common thing I'm told by inmates is they thank me and say, you don't know what it means. It makes me feel like there's a tinge of home here. We find this animal and this human being whose future is uncertain. Suddenly there's a bond there.
I think the dog's biggest takeaway is that someone has put that time in for them. I would hope that for the community, the biggest takeaway would just be the mutual benefit of having dogs in a correctional facility in this kind of program. It's beneficial to the staff, to everyone at the correctional facility, obviously to the dogs because they're not going to end up back in a shelter again, and we're able to say this is a trained dog, and people think it's kind of cool that their dog was in the Powder Pals program. The benefits are just huge all around for the correctional facility, the staff, the inmates, and the dogs.